Hey everybody, Questwise here, and as part of my 2019 gaming resolutions, if you saw my video from last week, I decided to go back in time. I decided to do a lot more retro style gaming, delve deeper into the OSR, experience some things I've never done before, and then make a couple dreams come true. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about an event that I'm putting together, and what I'm doing to sort of prepare for that event. First off, I've been poring over the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition game all over again. This is a game I have not played in years, but I've been diving back into it, and today I just want to talk a little bit about what I'm doing to prepare for this event, what the event is, and what I think of, sort of a retro review of old First Edition D&D. Now, there's lots of retro games out there that sort of emulate this style. There's also a few that emulate second edition, and there's a lot that emulate sort of the BX version that was out concurrent with this game as well too. But the event I'm putting together, and I'm super excited about this. I've always wanted to do this for the longest time, and everything is finally coming together. The stars are aligning in the universe, and everything is sort of coming together. I'm hoping to have this. This will all be shared on YouTube, by the way, as well too. We are hoping to film at the very first week of February. Everything has come together except for one small little thing, and we're hoping to get that out of the way. But what we're going to do is we're going to film an actual play of me running a group through some first edition D&D, but we're going to do it in 1970s style. That's right, everything 1970s style. We have found the perfect location. The aura of the room that we're going to be in fits a 1970s style basement / living room. I'm talking wood paneling, I'm talking bamboo curtains, the whole shebang. We have a cinematographer. We have a person who's going to film it for us. We're going to do special lighting for the event. The only thing that's really holding us up right now is finding some authentic 1970s style clothing. We're trying to find a variety of stuff, but we're trying to make it as an authentic 1970s feel. So we're going to go back to 1978, 1979, and run some Dungeons and Dragons First Edition for all of you out there in the YouTube lands, the internet world, wherever you want to call it. From Questwise to all of you, I want to share my retro experience. I'm super excited about this. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to see what people come up with. I mean, I know we could do just simple t-shirts and flannel shirts or whatever. We've been watching lots of movies, been binge watching the 70s show, tons of things. I would love to come to the set with a giant paisley butterfly collar shirt. I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. I'm writing an adventure right now, but in order to do that, I had to go back and relearn First Edition. Now, you might be saying to yourself, relearning First Edition. This is D&D is the game I've had the most experience with. So, relearning this is not really a chore. But I finally remembered after having read through this for the last couple of days that this is one of the most boring books to read ever. This reads like a VCR instruction manual. It is dry and it is overly written. And now I don't want to bash on the product because I love the game so much. But my very first experience with D&D was second edition. And I love that book. The second edition Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide, some of my all-time favorite books, and I always go back to them, and I have multiple copies of each one. It's just something that I collect. But this, I don't know if I would have been excited about Dungeons and Dragons had this been my first experience. Now, I had a lot of friends who started with this edition, and they loved it, but had I picked this up in a game store and had not known really anything about it other than the hype behind it and tried to read through it's so, the font itself is boring. The artwork is inspiring for the time period. It's very well done. but you know, the billions of different charts and stuff are really overwhelming. And I understand that. I mean, I've read Playing at the World by John Peterson, and I understand the history of D&D and sort of the birth of the Gary Gygax, you know, his take on D&D and how he wanted this to be a much more structured rules environment for the game, as opposed to like BX stuff that you know, the Moldvay and the Holmes stuff as well too, which was more of sort of a beginner's set. And this was meant to be a very much structured thing that they could use at conventions for tournaments and gameplay and whatnot. But it's boring, and I kind of love it because I feel like I'm stepping back in time, reading this book, and I'm just trying to get wrap my head back around the idea of having descending armor classes and how that try to work that out in my brain. And then this, I feel like THAC0 in second edition was a little bit more less user friendly than this, because in this you actually have the little attack matrix which you can just write on your character sheet. Where THAC0, they tried to get rid of that whole idea on the character sheet itself and just let you do the math in your brain. This is a little bit easier because you can just write the little chart at the bottom of your character sheet and then just reference it as you want. A little bit easier in that respect, rather than having to try to do the math in your brain all the time. But I just wanted to share that with you. This is my sort of read through for the last week or so of pouring back through this, and I'm be making pre-made characters for the players. They'll all be able to choose a character they want to play. I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to all watch this thing when it finally hits the YouTubes. But the characters will all be starting at 3rd level. They're going to be going on this sort of epic quest as well too, and I'm totally 1970s style. So my dream when I first started this idea was, think the D&D scene, the Demogorgon scene from Stranger Things meets the D&D scene from E.T. And I wanted to mesh those two ideas together, and so that's what we've come up with so far. Is we want it to be as authentic as possible. So we're going to be using the original books and stuff as well too. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one or not. I think I might be using the one with the demon cover. Just because I feel like that's, I don't know, I like that one. They're both really awesome, but I think I'll be using the one with the demon cover and stuff as well too. So you'll be able to see these at the tabletop and stuff as well. But I wanted it to be authentic as possible. And I know the casual viewer is not going to care what edition of the game we're going to be using, but it doesn't, it matters to me, and I'm super excited about this. I can't wait to launch it. Again, I don't have an exact date yet, but we're hoping to film it the first week of February, and once it is all sort of edited and processed and everything, it will be launched to all of you out there in the internet world to enjoy, take a step back in time and see people playing the game in its natural environment as closely as we can get it. So until next time, I'm Questwise. I hope you're enjoying this journey with me back into the early days of role-playing and stuff as well too. I'll be continuing to share this stuff throughout the year, some of the different retro clones that I'll be reviewing and stuff as well too. But this is my year of retro gaming and OSR experience. Until next time, I'm Questwise. I'm out.